It is. It's an interesting question. I mean, look, I got to do this. Here's what I got to do is my job. You're listening to the Savage Nation, right? I got to think, what are you going to be interested in talking about? I mean, I could have talked about a lot of other things. I could have brought up any topic under the sun. But I figured since Romney's in Israel, it's a valid topic, which is, do Americans still care about Israel? I'm not so sure the young ones do, for example. I don't think the young ones care about anything except what app they're going to get. That's it. Everything in their mind is an app. They're like brain-dead zombies. They're brain-dead, drug-addicted, sex-addicted zombies, the young ones, which is why they're the natural constituency of Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama. And they know it, too. Believe me, they know it. You think they care about Israel? They have no ties to Israel, no feelings for it. And so it's a different world that's emerged. You know, you could say one thing, but the world is bigger than what we think. I'm older than most people listening to the show. So I have one set of opinions. Hopefully that the opinions that I have, or the viewpoints I have, to put it that way, still resonate with a good portion of America. I assume that my viewpoints are not that bizarre, but the young people don't have the same viewpoints I do. They're fundamentally sort of from the Brave New World model. The young people in this country are in, by and large, I'm trying to pick the correct word. I would say asocial. No, that's not the word. Well, you could say that because they grew up with apps, with phones and devices. They have a lot of trouble talking to people. And you could say they're somewhat asocial. I would say they're apolitical more than anything else. They don't even care about politics. They're brainwashed. They believe global warming is a religious truth. They don't even, it's an interesting thing on global warming. It'll take me a minute to explain something. A new guy comes up from Berkeley, another professor who was a so-called skeptic, pops up and says, I'm no longer a skeptic. Now I'm sure that global warming is caused by man. And so, what did he just prove? As a trained scientist, what he proved is that it's debatable. In other words, if the biggest skeptic now suddenly became a believer, it proves that the whole field is in flux. That's how science works. But go explain that to idiots who don't even understand the basic premise of science, which is that of experimentation and proof. So in other words, if the leading skeptic suddenly becomes a believer in global warming, all he did was prove that it's debatable. That's all. It's the end of the discussion. I can wipe the floor with him tomorrow. Don't tell me every scientist believes that it's caused by mankind, because it's not true. I can show you those doing studies of ice cores in the Antarctic and the Arctic, which will prove that global warming is not a new phenomenon. So this schmuck from Berkeley probably was told in plain English, look, idiot, your grant's not being renewed. We're not funding any more skepticism. Under the Obama regime, you're not getting another dime. So I'll tell you what, if you convert now to the believing school, oh boy, wait till you see what we throw at you. But all he's proven in a nutshell is that it's a debatable discussion, debatable issue. See it? But do you understand what I just said? Yes, you may if you know how to reason. But I would say most young people don't even follow the line of reasoning I just presented to you. They can't even understand what I just said. I don't think they even understand the scientific method. So now let's bring it back to Romney, Israel, and you. Do you still support Israel? Is America worth it? Is it worth? Should we carry Israel on our back? And why? Because we do carry Israel on our back. We're still giving $4 or $5 billion a year to Israel and the same amount to the Islamists in Egypt. Can you figure this out? How long do you think it's going to be before the Islamists really show their fangs? How long do you think it's going to be till when Hillary Clinton says, I'm shocked. They told us that they were going to be moderate. I'm shocked that they burnt down another 30 churches and drove out another 30,000 Christians. I'm stunned because our doxy, as put forward by the group that I represent, says Hillary Clinton, our doxy is that the Islamists are good people. It's unbelievable to me. So anyway, let's go back to Israel. What do we need them for? In plain English. Ryan in New York on WOR, your opinion counts. Go ahead, please.